Good kill, good kill. Hey, good kill.
Welcome back to another video, guys. We're here in the F-16. We're fighting the F-18 Hornet. The F-16, I've said this before, kind of like the F-14. I feel like if I don't use it for a while, I kind of lose the dogfighting edge that you might build over time. You know, you might dogfight this thing a bunch of times and you get pretty good at it. Managing the speed is really hard, especially when fighting the Hornet, in my opinion. If you end up below 350 knots, you're going to be in trouble, most likely. And that's something that I find difficult sometimes in the F-16, and then sometimes she goes ballistic on you. You'll be on the deck at like 520 knots, and that's just as bad. Into the merge here, and he's forcing one circle. To be honest with you, I didn't really fight it though. I could have easily reversed there, but it's alright. We'll adapt. We'll use a bit of the vertical instead. There we go. I am slow though. Look at this. Already at only 300 knots. Possible gunshot here. Oh, narrowly. So the reason that that gunshot became available to me was because he didn't maneuver in relation to his bandit. As I climbed into the vertical, he didn't follow. He just kind of stayed down there. Of course, if you're going to do that, the guy's going to dive down on top of you. And he's lucky to be alive there. But we are trying to force that two-circle on this Hornet, who is trying to one-circle fight me. You can see his nose dump like that. He's trying to do counter two-circle tactics. But I think you can see his nose kind of rolled up there, so I think he's oh no, he's doing it again. He's dumping that nose. He's trying to cut my circle. That's alright. We're staying a little bit too slow here. 350. There we go. Driving to his high 6. I'm not pulling him into the HUD. If I pull him into the HUD, we're going to end up taking away our turning room, and then he's going to reverse on us, and we're going to be stuck in a one-circle fight with a Hornet. We are at 300 knots, which is not good. Remember, I said 350 knots is ideal. As I'm a little bit slow against the Hornet here, you can see he's slightly becoming offensive on me. And I got to dump this speed. He's a little slow, so I might be able to dump the nose here, convert all of that into speed. And from here we might be able to, oh, don't hit the ground. And from here we might be able to pull him in. Look at that nose up attitude, tells me he's kind of slow, high AOA. It's a perfect time to pull him into the HUD. Here we go. Here we go. Let's hold the funnel here. Let him fly through it. Yes. That's awesome. Literally made him kill himself. You just hold the funnel there and let him fly through it. And you just hold down the trigger. Very satisfying when you can do that. Splash one Hornet. So keep in mind, you can use the code GSF16 and GSF18 for 10% off both of these aircraft. And if you're new to DCS, you can also get an additional 50% off, and I'll have instructions to that in the pinned comments below. So if you want to take advantage of that, now is the opportunity to do that. The Viper is obviously a very good dogfighter, but if you end up slow against the Hornet will make you pay for it. So you got to be very, very careful with maintaining your speed in these kind of fights here. Look at this. He has the high ground. I'm pretty slow here. 400, 300 across the top. I would have liked to have an extra 40 knots at the top of that circle, but it's alright. Remember that we don't want to just pull our bandit into the HUD. We don't want to do HUD BFM. That's a really good way to get yourself killed. Allow your bandit to neutralize the fights. Okay, and we're gonna dump the nose here, and because that Hornet's pretty low there. Oh, look at the speed. The speed's building 490, 500. Okay, we remember how I was saying we get too fast in the Viper. I'm 534 knots, so I mean that's a mistake. Shouldn't be there, but now that I'm there, I'm using the vertical. I just switched the fight straight into the vertical, and he did not follow. He did not maneuver in relation to his bandits, so I'm going to kill him right here. Yeah, you can't do that. Splash 1 Hornet. Alright. Yeah, you see your bandit climb, you can't just hang down low and just wait for him to come down. You gotta maneuver in relation, climb with him, you know, all that stuff. It is hard for me to see the Hornet get killed. I said this in, I think it was a couple videos ago, but the Hornet is what I learned to dogfight in. It is remarkably versatile and very forgiving. It can 1 circle fight, 2 circle fight, so you can take that thing up against almost anything and it can adapt, which is kind of the whole point of the Hornet. It's kind of a special little bird. Alright, he's taking the vertical. I'm going to maneuver in relation, so I'll be climbing with him. But I'm a little slow here, which is not good. He might actually get a gunshot as he goes by here. This could be a little concerning. Kinda did. Yeah, there we go. I had to jink that. Wasn't necessarily a clean gunshot, but I wasn't gonna, you know, take the chance on that. That he might get rounds on target there. He's got my 6, actually he's doing pretty well. 470 knots here. He's in the cloud. Oh, there he goes. Okay, yep, 560 knots again. Let's see. The F-16, man, she is a fast little bird. Pulling the AB out in an attempt to slow the aircraft down on the deck here. When you're super fast like that, you make massive circles that allows him to sit inside your circle and kill you, so you don't want to do that. Look at this, so bad. Now I'm at 220 knots, really blowing this fight, but we're going 1 circle with the Hornet, so let's just see what happens. Maybe this will be a concept of like what not to do. Look at that, you see how he just stalled himself in the air like that? Reversing once again into a 1 circle with a Hornet. One of the dumbest things you can do right here. Whoa! Almost got shot. Oh, careful, careful, careful. Don't hit the ground. Yeah, he's got my 6 now. See, slow, 280 knots, also committed to a 1 circle. Ah! Yeah. You see how quickly that fight turns when you come in slow. You know, and you start 1 circle fighting a Hornet, the fight ends very quickly.